Good day everyone, I'm Renely Jane A. Fronda from Group 4. Ang i-report ko ngayon ay Chapter 4, Traffic Engineering and Traffic Education. So ano ba yung traffic engineering? It's the science of measuring traffic and travel, the study of the basic laws relative to the traffic flow and generation, and the application of this knowledge to the professional practice of planning and operating traffic systems to achieve safe and efficient movement of persons and good. So, basically, yung traffic engineering, is a branch siya ng civil engineering na gumagamit ng engineering techniques para ma-achieve niya yung goal niya, which is to have safe and efficient movement of persons and goods. So, ayun nga, the goal of traffic engineering is to ensure the safe and efficient movement of people and goods on roads and highways. Traffic engineering helps to optimize road space, develop road safety strategies and programs, assess and implement traffic collision reduction measures, accessibility, parking and traffic impact studies, integration of active transportation and transit into road designs, intersection design and operation, and road safety studies. Sa traffic engineering kasi, nagpapaloob din yung planning, yung mga different kind of traffic structures like traffic lights and traffic signs. Pwede rin yung mga tulay dyan. So, basically, itong traffic engineering na to, itong nilagay dito na na mga makakatulong, sila yung makakatulong para ma-achieve na yung goal ng traffic engineering, which is to ensure the safe and efficient movement of people and goods on roads and highways. Yan, for example, optimize road space. Ayan, para magamit yung mga space ng kalsada, develop road safety strategies and programs. Pwede dyan na magbigay sila ng mga seminars. Assess and implement traffic collision reduction measures. Dito naman, para mabawasan o maiwasan yung pagbanggaan ng mga sasakyan, accessibility, parking, and traffic impact studies. Dito naman, pwedeng mag-seminars, especially sa mga kumukuha ng driver's license. Integration of active transportation and transit into road designs. Dito naman, makabuo o makapag-coordinate between active transportation and transit, kasi active transportation, ito yung nagdi-describe sa mga pedestrians. Pwede silang naglalakad, nagbabike, or nag-skating. While sa transit naman, ibig sabihin yan, ayun yung mga sasakyan na doon nakalagay yung mga tao o kaya yung mga goods. Intersection design and operation. Ayan, design and operation on roads. Road safety study, dito naman yung mga traffic education or seminars din. Next, traffic engineers are specialists at understanding and changing the technical aspects of road design to maximize traffic flow and reduce congestion. So, yung mga traffic engineering, sila yung mga tao sa likod ng traffic. Yung mga traffic engineers, sila yung nasa likod ng traffic engineering kasi they are responsible in implementing the goal of traffic engineering, which is ensure the safe and efficient movement of people and goods in roads and highways. Next, traffic control devices includes street signs, traffic signals, and road markings. These signs, signals, and stripes guide drivers in navigation and control of their vehicles. Each traffic control device is governed by standards of design and usage. Itong traffic control designs, pwede siyang signs, signals, and markings na makikita mo sa kalsada na magre-regulate, magbibigay ng warning, magbibigay ng information sa driver, pati na rin sa pedestrian. Next, functions of traffic control devices. The primary purpose of traffic control device is to provide information to drivers so they can operate their vehicles safely along a highway or street. The 5 basic criteria of a traffic control device are to, first, address I need. Dito, para mabigay natin yung dinedemand ng driver. 2. Command attention. Makuha agad yung focus or yung attention ng driver. Next, convey a clear, simple meaning. Dapat yung unang tingin mo pa lang sa simbolo na yan, alam mo na agad yung meaning. Next, command respect from road users. Ayun yung tinatawag natin na give and take na sinasabi ng mga drivers. Next, give adequate time for response. Dito naman, yung best example niyan yung school zone. Kasi kapag maglalagay ka ng sign na school zone, hindi mo ilalagay yung sign na school zone doon sa mismong school kung saan nakalocate doon sa lugar kung saan nakalocate yung school. So, yung meaning nun, mag-allocate ka ng distance para mabigyan ng adequate time to response yung mga driver na makakita ng sign na yun. Next, history of traffic control devices. The use of road signs were the first traffic control devices. The use of traffic signals for controlling traffic was recorded in 1868 in Great Britain. Noong early 1900s kasi nagsimula na yung automobile. So, ibig sabihin, nagkaroon na rin ng birth yung traffic control devices. Manually controlled traffic lights were installed in Cleveland in 1914 using electric lights that lit up the words stop and move. In 1920, the first three-color traffic signals was installed in Detroit. In 1952, early version of the Don't Walk signal device was first implemented in New York. Itong manually controlled traffic lights, ito ginagamitan siya noon ng gas, pero tumigil yun kasi nagkaroon na explosion incident. Kaya pinatigil na yung paggamit nun. Next, the standardization of traffic sign began in 1922. W.F. Rosenwald of Minnesota, J.T. Donaghy in Wisconsin, and A.H. Hinkle of Indiana. So, itong tatlo na to, si Rosenwald, Donaghy, saka si Hinkle, kumbaga sila yung mga pioneers kung bakit nagkaroon ng traffic control devices yung mga kasada, kasi nag-come up sila sa idea na magkaroon ng uniformity yung mga traffic control devices sa kalsada ng buong mundo. Next, they reported their findings at the 1923 annual meeting of the Mississippi Valley Association of State Highway Departments. After some debate, the organization agreed on some distinct shapes to be used for various situations. So, ito yung napagkasunduan nila. The shapes were as follows: round railroad crossing warning. Ayan yung may R na dalawa na sign. Octagon, yung sign na stop. Diamond, to show that precautions need to be taken in a specific area. Ayan yung may example yan, yung road work ahead. Next, to show square, to show some care need to be taken occasionally. So, ayan yung next, yung katabi ng road work ahead na sign, square, mga square naman. Next, rectangle for directional or regulation formation. Ayan yung may keep right. Next, star shape, a unique shape used to mark highways. Ayan naman yung nilalagay naman sa kalsada mismo. Next, in 1924, the first National Conference on Street and Highway Safety proposed standardization colors for traffic control device. This includes signs with white letters on a red background indicated stop. Ayun nga, yung kapag nakakita ka na ng white letter tapos yung background niya red, ibig sabihin stop na yun. White letters on a green background signified proceed. Ayan yung sa mga lugar naman yan. Next, black letters on a yellow background advise cautions, and black and white signs providing information on direction and distance were specified for every intersection and junction. Yan, example yan yung nasa baba. Next, characteristics of traffic control devices. Number 1, color. Specific color are used to trigger instant recognition and reaction. Best example nitong sa color ay yung mga traffic lights, yung green, yung yellow or orange, saka yung red. Kasi sila lang yung merong meaning nun. Kapag nakita mo na yung color na yun sa traffic lights, alam mo na agad yung meaning nun. Next, nighttime visibility. Traffic control devices are made visible under nighttime operating conditions by either being separately lighted or reflectorized so that the light coming from vehicle headlamps is bounded off signs and other devices back to the eyes of drivers. So, hindi lang naman umaga kasi ginagamit yung kalsada. So, ibig sabihin, kahit na nighttime, dapat visible pa rin yung mga traffic control devices para makita ng mga driver. Dito naman, number 3, daytime visibility. Sometimes traffic control devices are lighted even for daytime viewing to draw the attention of drivers to their messages. So, sinasabi dito na kahit umaga or may araw o maliwanag, minsan sinisindihan pa rin nila yung ilaw ng traffic control devices na yan to catch easily the attention of the drivers, pati na rin yung mga pedestrians. Next, shape and size. Shape and size. Signs have standard shapes and sizes to trigger instant recognition and reaction. Best example ng shape and size na yan, yung sign na stop. Kasi siya lang naman yung may octagon na shape para malaman mo agad na stop yon. Next, location. Traffic control devices need to be placed in location that provided enough time for all drivers to make the appropriate safe maneuvers. So, dito sa location, very important siya kung saan area mo ilalagay yung traffic control traffic control devices nga. Kasi especially dyan sa mga pagpasok sa paglabas ng mga sasakyan pati ng pedestrian to avoid na rin yung mga collision and accidents. Next, messages. The content should be uniform and easily be identified by the drivers and pedestrians alike. So, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, dito sa messages, dapat clear and simple lang para kapag nakita ng driver, alam niya na agad yung meaning at hindi na siya magtatagal yung focus niya doon para avoid accident na rin. So, next, classification of traffic control devices. Number 1, traffic signs. Provide local information for drivers. It is made from reflective material in high contrast colors. They are highly visible in high headlights at night. Sign may use words and simple to communicate meaning. The shape of traffic sign communicates important information about the sign's message as well. So, dito naman sa traffic signs, dito yung na pwede yung mga traffic lights, pwedeng tingnan ng mga pedestrian to regulate the traffic flow, to manage the traffic flow, to lessen the accident, to increase the safetyness of drivers, pati na rin yung mga pedestrians sa kalsada. So, that's it. Itutuloy ni Chloe Abelido yung report nito. Thank you.